Anna Marie. I have been waiting a really long time for this review. Hey, look, I have the new Vintage Rogue Target exclusive, and I'm gonna review it, and it's happening right now. What's up, everyone? Welcome to my first review. I'm really excited to start reviewing action figures, and I'm a little bit nervous, so please be somewhat gentle with me. With this review and with all my other future reviews, I will provide a final score at the end of the video, so you know exactly where I stand, so there's no wishy-washiness here. I'm going to do all the scoring on a Dave Meltzer scale, meaning 1 to 5 stars. I guess 0 to 5 stars. Let's hope it doesn't get a 0. So this is the first time we've gotten a Jim Lee Rogue since the Juggernaut wave back in 2016, and that one is super expensive. You're not picking it up even loose for less than $50. I made the top 10 most valuable Marvel Legends list even. This one already is tough to come by, but if it's anything like the previous retros, we're going to see more of them, hopefully, and you won't have to succumb to the scalper way to get one of these. So hang on, hopefully you don't have to go to the scalpers. As far as the packaging goes, it is the standard retro packaging. Now, Rogue here came with 2 sets of hands. So we have the standard hands, which I actually don't have on her right now. They're just 2 fists. And then we have the secondary hands. One is a ungloved hand doing what looks like the NWO Wolfpack sign, even though I know it's not. And then she has what I think is pretty cool, a gloved hand holding the glove of the other hand, so you can set her up to make her look like she's about to steal someone's powers from them. I do wish that the ungloved hand was a little bit differently sculpted, so it looks like it's actually coming out of the gloved hand better, so you could set it up in a pose like that, because frankly, I don't know about you, but I don't take my fingers out of my glove looking like the Wolfpack. When you're changing out hands, be really careful, because these little yellow things come off really easy and I can see them getting lost really quickly. All right, now that we've looked at the packaging and the accessories, let's zoom in and take a good look and show off Rogue. So here's a general front-on view of how she looks. There's how she looks from the rear, from the one side, even though she's kind of leaning because she's falling over, and from the other side. Overall, the body proportions on this are pretty good. It's very accurate. She's not too skinny. She's not too thick. She's thick in the right places. Giggity, giggity. Sorry, couldn't help myself. Her likeness is really good. It's based on a Jim Lee Rogue, which is my favorite incarnation of the character. A lot of people will call this a 92 cartoon Rogue, which is a Jim Lee Rogue, but this is slightly different, I'm guessing, for licensing reasons. So, for example, this one has the green headband. In the cartoon, she actually has a black headband, so minor quibble. I really love the hair sculpt on this. It's super detailed. It looks very thick and full. She looks like she's got enough hairspray to join a hairband of the 80s there. Like, that's some serious volume on that hair. Good lord. As much as I love the sculpt though, it really would have benefited from some extra paint up here, specifically either highlights or some shading, something to add some more depth to the hair. Her makeup is borderline overkill, but it's passable for sure. Like, there's almost too much blush on there, but I mean, if we look at the Jim Lee design, she did have a lot. The rest of it looks good on the face. The lipstick looks nice. The eyes are done really, really well, which is really a strength in most of this line. I really love the coat she comes with, particularly because even though it doesn't come off, it doesn't detract from any of the articulation, which is good because that's one of my biggest qualms with this figure is the articulation's not the greatest. But the coat looks great. It's got the textured in, wrinkles, so it looks like it's wrinkled. It doesn't have any extra paint on it, but it doesn't matter because of the way they textured that, which is ironic because I kind of imagine it'd be cheaper just to do a better paint job than to make the mold like this, but if they already had the mold, I digress. The belt she comes with also looks cool. Mine is upside down, of course. You can see. This could have also benefited from some extra paint, like just paint the hardware on the pouches that she's wearing. Yeah, mine's definitely upside down, so QA issue there. The green and yellow on the bodysuit are actually just one flat color, and usually I'd be kind of grumpy about that, or I'd use that as a negative, but it doesn't detract too much because of the sculpt. So they sculpted the muscles and definition really well that it doesn't matter that there's no depth or texture to the suit. Even like her legs have some muscles here, but it's not overkill like we've seen on other Legends. And then you can see like her abs. She's got the 6-pack going on. Looks like she might have either a really, really major innie belly button or she had it pierced at some point in her life. Why are we even talking about belly piercings? I don't know. She is not the most well-balanced figure. If I take her off her stand, she is difficult to get to stand. As you can see, she almost knocked over the set. Come on, Rogue. I mean, granted, I'm also really bad at this. There she goes. It's the hair. The hair makes it difficult to stand. And that's really the big difference between this and the previous Juggernaut Rogue is the hair. She had a much smaller hairdo. She didn't have the 80s hair in that version. And I think I like that version better because of it. The other thing I'll point out is these, the way they sculpted on the top of the boots, not sculpted, but it's a whole extra piece and this little green band. It adds depth, which that's going to be the word of the day, depth. And it also hides the double jointed knee, which is really cool. You know, just whatever you can do when you're designing figures to hide joints is always a benefit in my view. Let's take a look at the articulation. So we have just a ball peg neck. Pull her off there. No hinge whatsoever. Honestly, it wouldn't have mattered because we don't have much range of motion here. We can go forward that much. Okay, that's it. That's how forward we can go. That's how backwards we can go. To show you from the side view, pull her hands down here. Forward, backward. Not much different. Side to side you want to see? No problem. Slide to the left. That's it. Turn to the right. That's it. The hair really hurts the articulation on this figure. And what sucks is because she is a flying character, it really limits how much you can do with her flying in a horizontal position. Moving down past the neck, we have a ball hinge for the shoulder, which just gives us a range of motion backwards that far, forwards this far, and it does go 360, but you're gonna knock the head off, so you have to kind of play with it. So not the greatest there. Elbows, just single jointed, gang. So that is it going that direction. And that's it going that direction. Not much. Not much. And of course it's on a swivel, as is the wrist, and the wrist is on a hinge as well. You don't have too much of a range of motion on this generic hand, the ungloved hand that it comes with either. Moving down, no ab crunch or anything. We have a diaphragm joint, which goes forward this far, backwards that far. Even though we don't have much range of motion, the cool thing is, unlike some of the other figures, we're not looking up inside of her guts. So like the Storm Retro, for example, you can see all sorts of inside when you move her forward. It really detracts from the figure's overall aesthetics. So full 360 degrees. She's got the thigh swivel as well. As far as can she do a split? Survey says she can do a split. The knees are double jointed unlike the elbows, so forward that far like a standard straight up and down, and then backwards she can go all the way. Woo! Sorry, I almost broke your leg right there. Okay, now the ankles are on a swivel. They swivel, and we got a rocker. Woo! 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 All right. So overall articulation, not the greatest, I gotta say, because of the neck and because of these elbows, really take away from it. And the fact, I like that you're not seeing up inside the figure and it's hidden, this diaphragm joint, but it's just so limited in what you can do with it because of the neck combination with the diaphragm. Counting the hair, Anne-Marie stands at 6¼ inches. Now, if you look on the Marvel Fanpedia, she's only supposed to be 5'8", so okay. I mean, if you actually looked and did the scaling, she'd be 6'2" or something like that. Obviously, these aren't actual scale, or else all the female figures would be much smaller, and we would have like a 5-inch Wolverine, and who would want that? To give you some comparison ideas here she is next to your standard Bucky Cap. Ooh, there we go. So, Cap's supposed to be 6'2", she's supposed to be 5'8", that's a 6-inch difference. So one of them, well, I mean, once you account for her hair, it's about right. I don't have the Juggernaut version of this because of how expensive it is, and now I'm probably gonna have to pick it up because I'm not super impressed with this one, but let's see how they look side by side. As far as what I really like about this figure, the sculpt overall is great. The likeness is really good. I love the whole glove hand thing, plus it's Rogue. As far as what I dislike, it really just comes down to articulation. The neck, the abs, and the elbows really kill it for me. All right, so overall, this figure's okay. I'm giving it a 3.5 out of 5 stars. And if you're just gonna buy this and keep it carded, it's probably more like a 4.25 star figure because of the fact that you're not gonna have any issues with the articulation. If you're somebody who missed out on the previous Jim Lee Rogue, the Juggernaut version, and don't wanna pay up for it, this is a great figure for you. It's worthy of being in your collection. Or if you're just a MOC retro card collector, you gotta go find her. Or if you're a Rogue super collector. Other than that, if you're not needing a Rogue and you already have the Juggernaut one, you don't really need it unless you really want that extra different head. Till next time, be cool, stay nerdy.